First item of this week, the Brothers in Arms. This year around, we are not going the route of the corpse carrier. This time, it is already Halloween restricted coming in, which is nice. Probably my favorite Halloween cosmetic this year. I'm not completely sure. There's a bunch of good ones, a bunch of which might surprise you actually. I'm very pleased that this one is going the correct route of, already being Halloween restricted and also having the zombie variant. So you have two styles, normal and zombie, which is pretty dope as well. Very much looking forward to seeing this in TF2. It is, in my opinion, up to scratch, so hope we get this one. So this is something we've seen before in the form of festivizers, but this time around it is not to festivize your gun, but to Halloweenize your gun. Oh, Gothivizer. Yeah, that's right. Instead of putting little LED lights on your guns, you get candles and cobwebs. So just a very impressive concept all around. Very well tailored to TF2 and the Halloween feeling. Good stuff. Let's move on to the next stabber. An awe-inspiring spy cosmetic, making him look very devilish and delightful. Yes. Having three styles: Baron, Count, and Fledgling. Although, yeah, okay, I do see the difference between Baron and Fledgling. One does not have the collar. Just a very acceptable lower tier Halloween cosmetic, if you ask me. Nothing of the higher tier variant, but I'd gladly see it, being unboxed as like a low tier crate cosmetic. Chapeau Monstreux. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. I do not speak any French. You have two styles, two variants. One tasty and tasteless. A play on words with the tongue missing on the tasteless one. Very tasteful hat, if you ask me. I think it's just magnificent that the mouth is moving up and down while you, move around. It closes and opens, which is pretty cool. A pretty chill cosmetic also is the Blunt Trauma, a joke item for the Pyro, a cigar on his filter. I'm not sure if it's gonna have any smoke, but I don't think so, as it doesn't have any smoke on it on any of the renders, except for the first one, where I'm not even sure if it isn't a shadow in the background. Nevertheless, adequate and up to par, and quite amusing. So I'd be happy to see this in TF2. I also like the subtle little Pyro insignia on the cigar. Chopper Topper, another head hat cosmetic with a moving mouth. Although I must say I prefer this one actually, because the other one isn't quite as visible. As you can see, the Chapeau is more, when you see it in actual game, it's more, actually never mind. I'd say they're pretty much the same in terms of visibility, but I just like this one more. I don't know why. I'm just more impressed with it. Perhaps it's because it reminds me of a Nutcracker design a little bit, and I find those pretty funny. I don't know. Pretty cool anyway. Atrocious Ascension, one of the unusual effects I'm going to showcase today. This week around, not many unusual effects have actually been submitted to the workshop, so for once the video isn't just showing like a bunch of unusual effects, but actual hats. Nevertheless, spooky, scary Halloween unusual effect. I'm frightened just looking at it. Ooh. I would probably say this one would be mid to high tier actually if unboxed, so pretty happy with how it looks, and I hope it gets out. The Uncanny Lid, a scout head cosmetic, transforming what was once his hair into a bonk can. Well, it looks more like a tuna can than an actual bonk drink. Pretty inventive, because I don't think I've seen... Actually, I did see one head cosmetic that made Demo's head into a bottle, so I did see the whole head becoming a drink theme before, but still clever stuff. Next up, I have an entire set, and I wasn't too sure if I was going to show it at all. It's a Zippy Fox. It's one big cosmetic set. I don't really know if I want this in-game, because it kind of weirds me out, but since I see that a lot of effort went into this set, I felt as though I should showcase it, so this is the least I can do. Just very reminiscent of the Five Nights at Freddy's style. It's maybe a little similar to Foxy, I suppose. I'm not really sure. It just gives me the FNAF vibes a little bit. The Weakmann's Workout. Scout getting out a dumbbell, curling it once, and on the second curl it falls on his foot. Now, I don't know what this dumbbell is made of. It looks like it's plastic, and if it is plastic, I don't know. It's unlikely that he couldn't lift it, but it's still funny. It's an entertaining taunt. I'm not completely sold on the idea. It's cute, I guess. Dragon Slayer Sorcerer, an all-class hat made by the 9 wizard and pyromancers of the Holy Badlands, crafted with the purest of dragon scales and magic eye of Dragon the Terror. The Dragon Sorcerer hat is forged. Very cool hat. Not sure if it's... Actually, I am quite impressed because it is a spiel on the entire wizard hat thing, but something we haven't seen before. And it also gets you that D&D flair with, you know, a dragon eye in front and the scales and the claw as the tip of the hat. Just a magnificent creation, you know what I mean? Looking like this could be in Smaug's cave somewhere. You could steal it. I don't really know. Also the subtle little detail of it being stitched together at the back of the hat, making it look like the TF2 mercs have actual dragon skin that they just sewed together. Wonderful stuff, man. I hope I get this one in unusual. Dragon Slayer Sorcerer in unusual. That would be awesome. Bonehead Among Us. For the Among Us? Now, for this one, I have one little critique, and that is snipers trying to headshot. Is it pyro only? Yes. Trying to headshot a pyro wearing this would maybe have a little bit of a hard time. Although, as long as it remains Halloween restricted, I don't think it's really an advantage. We have the corpse carrier in the game, and that one is a lot more problematic. So, in fact, this might even be tame in comparison, although I'm not completely sure. In any case, I would personally find it hilarious if we can get a Bonehead cosmetic like this into TF2. I mean, just imagine a 2-4 pyro of this thing. That would be the Halloween cosmetic for me to wear. I don't know. I'll leave it for you lads to decide. I really hope it gets added. Next, Silent Pill Medic Hat. I personally have never played Silent Hill, but from what I know, this is referencing one of the main monsters or enemies in one of the Silent Hill games. And for everyone who's a fan of the genre of Resident Evil, this would probably be a cool little thing to have. So, looking forward to having Medic as even more of a monster than he already was. The Lunatic. Get it? That's actually funny. Spy mask, an edgy one. I love me my edgy spy cosmetics. This one especially because I love masks. In fact, if you're interested, this is my current spy cosmetic loadout. I could see this working with the moon mask as well, you know? Although some problems might arise with people confusing which team you're on. But we'll see about that. Hazmat Hood, a pyro cosmetic. I think it's like a welder's attire, something along those lines. I'm not too familiar with the look of that. All I can think is Among Us. I don't know. Although I'm not all that happy with the color, you know, it's paintable, and I think it's sufficient. I'm very much up to mark. Although, I gotta be honest, not my favorite cosmetic we've looked at today. Paraffinatic Peak. A all-class hat with candles on it. I don't think the candles are animated as there is no GIF or GIF attached where they can be seen flickering around. I would think someone would show them off making it that way. Nevertheless, an incredible hat. Quite subtle actually, and could work as a mid-tier or a low-tier or a high-tier hat for the next cosmetic set. We'll see if it gets added at all, but just a strong choice all around. An unusual taunt, the grasping grid. Hands above your head with a little, I don't know what that is, maybe like an alien vibe looking energy field. Not 100% convinced of what it's supposed to look like. Anyway, it's pretty decent looking, that's for sure. Sufficient to make a good Halloween. Unusual effect. The Texas Chef. Now, that's why I said earlier I'm not too sure if... That's why I said earlier I wasn't too sure if the Brothers in Arms was going to be my favorite this week around. Simply because I knew we had the Texas Chef coming up. One of my favorite items in the entire workshop. Look at the engineer. It looks so sad. It looks so cute. I don't know, man. That is just sweet. Sweet. If it gets added, oh my god, I hope I can unbox it. Please, man. I would actually probably do an unboxing video, hoping to get the Texas Chef, just because I would actually start playing Engineer more, just so I could use this wonderful eyebrow cosmetic. A shame it's only for Engineer, but I guess it works best for him. Just magnificent stuff all around here. Now, we know that Valve does not like adding new weapons, so what about weapon reskins? The Polyphemus would, if I'm not mistaken, be a reskin for the lock and load. I'm not too happy with the clipping here. I'll be real, like the clipping yeah, you could probably fix that. But apart from the little clipping issue, it looks awesome. And just have a look at this weapon demonstration, please, gentlemen. That is awesome, isn't it? You shoot the ball is reskinned, and it makes little ghosts appear. You could probably Halloween restrict this even. I don't know if I want this all year round, but this, a Halloween restricted reskin for the lock and load, that would be cool. That would just be awesome. It would still work on community service, which is where most of us play nowadays anyway, because casual is infested with bots. So, and also it's team colored, obviously. I really hope we can get something like that, although I doubt it. Next up, Alien Jester, just a small hat, all class, looking pretty decent. I don't have too much to say about it. Could be a low tier cosmetic for the next update, I don't know. Next, Headful of Eyeballs. I would be more impressed if the Scout's eyeballs went missing if you equip it. I don't even know why. Also, if... Wait... with the eye cosmetics, that is so stupid. If they add it, I hope for once it's restricted to Halloween, because we have enough ridiculous eye cosmetics available all year round. That's just what I'm thinking. Maybe you have a bit different opinion, but it looks fun, you know, it looks funny. Illuminatus Monumentus Oculus, a follower cosmetic, so similar to the Balloonicorn, just following you around. Also similar to the little ghost monkey we already have. I don't know what else we have in TF2. There's a lot of cosmetics looking pretty cute. You know, you got the Illuminati pyramid just as a follower. Pretty nice. Android Agent, a spy head cosmetic. Not sure about Halloween restricting that one, because it could be cool to have all year round, although I'm not 100% convinced that its flares close enough to that of Team Fortress 2. Might not be sufficiently similar, especially with Spy not having too many robot-like cosmetics. Well, we'll see what Valve says about it. And also, I'm really impressed with the, although they didn't include any animations here, with the facial expressions. I think that's cute. If it were just to be Halloween restricted, I'd be down all the way. You know, Halloween items have a lot of wiggle room. Hoodie Moodie paint hole. What? Ah, okay. A paintable cosmetic item for Demoman, making him look like a monster, presumably the Loch Ness monster. Although I would think that would look different. Maybe just a demon. You know, that's also you can. He's just a demon for this one. Very well done. A little animation playing too, making the teeth around where your face should be jitter a little bit every now and again, which is a cool detail. I love subtle stuff like that. Haunting headlights. Pyro's eyes just start glowing like flashlights. Nothing crazy here. Although, one thing I will say is it would look cool with the light bulb cosmetic. That would be pretty dope. Brain Strain. There's two styles for this one. One with spaghetti and one with no spaghetti. There it is. There you can see the two styles. This has gone past the point of insanity. Get it past the point. Fits well with Soldier and him liking buckets and everything, so easy addition, solid cosmetic. The pancakes, that one's funny, isn't it? Get pancakes, because it's pan on his cake. Woo. Hilarious, especially because you can paint them and you can make him Australian gold. I'm not too convinced about this item being paintable. Maybe it would be a cool item if it was just vanilla, if it had just the stock colors. Not too certain on the whole paintable aspect of it, but it's a funny play on words, and I guess as long as it remains Halloween restricted, it's fine if it's paintable. Oh, and apparently it's all class, so not just Demoman, it's for every single class. I mean, sure man, sure, I'd love to have two Australian gold pans just on my cake. Yep. Fervent Rodent. Wonderfully impressive render here. Very reminiscent of the Five Nights at Freddy's style. Just look at Pyro in this one. I mean, Jesus Christ. I could almost imagine me playing a horror game. Team Fortress 2 horror would work very well, I feel like, with Pyro, seeing as though he's an absolute psychopath. Now, for the actual cosmetic, it's cute. It's not actually that crazy, so don't know if it should be all year round accessible, especially since the person making it obviously went for the Halloween approach. I think I wouldn't be too mad if you could equip it all year round, though. Pyro Puppetry, big ol' eyes, almost more creepy than the last one, just because the eyes look so dead and empty, even though they have the cute scene scene with him playing the banjo. I'm still scared just looking at the thing. Also very reminiscent of Five Nights at Freddy's. Maybe that's just Pyro in general. I'm not sure. Every single time I've seen a head changing cosmetic today with Pyro involved, I just thought of Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't know why, but cool stuff nevertheless. Taunt, the travel agent. A taunt that's actually well made and thought through. There you go, man. Isn't that just awesome? Let me get this on full screen. So here's the intro. Takes the suitcase, puts it on the back, and starts flying. I think it's super dope, and I'm especially impressed because they could have easily made this super futuristic-y, but they instead went with the approach of making it in a manner that fits with TF2 style, which is not super easy to do, you know? I think effort like this should be rewarded, and I really hope to see it in game one day. And also, you know, this. And last, but very much not least, the Yellow Storm. We have a comic-style cosmetic item for the sniper, a headgear item, a mask, and this is actually a set. The second part being everything on his upper body, so the little cape and the gloves, as well as the belt, and of course, the Giratis being strapped to his chest. I don't think that's vanilla. I think that just gets added with this cosmetic set. I'm almost surprised we don't get more comic-oriented, especially superhero-oriented cosmetics into the workshop. I know this one's not at all Halloween-ish, but not everyone on the workshop is just working on the Halloween update right now. There's still people just working on normal cosmetic stuff, and I'm really just happy with the creativity that went into this, and also with how vanilla it looks. Cool stuff. Anyway, I'll do a segment that I'll call Answering Comments from my comment section. What happened to Seriamon 5? I don't want to say. Songs to auto-repeat. I don't. I put them in manually one after the other. Can you all help me get Unusual back? I'm afraid that won't be possible, probably. That were all the questions from my comment section in the last video. I hope to see you, my fantastic friends, in the next video. See you then. Bye-bye.